My apologies. Uh, anyways, back to what we were doing. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be stripping these down and putting little crimp ends on them. I don't suggest doing what I'm doing, which is using some type of blade that I found in a package. I mean, I'm not going to lie, it's sharp as a razor or sharp as a scalpel. But, yeah, do it with a pair of wire strippers, something like that, if you're not as skilled, you know. The trick is to cut all the way through, but not all the way through to the other wires, because you don't want to make a possible bad connection later on. Once you got that stripped back, just go ahead and excess black wire, lop it off. Now, if you're doing it like I'm doing it, you want to double check and make sure that you didn't cut through any of the other wires. You want to visually inspect, kind of bend the wire around. If there is a cut in it, it will show. You're just pretty pretty much ensuring that you're not going to have any electrical hazards or anything like that later on down the road. Always inspect your wires. Always, always, always. And I'm not a licensed electrician by any means. Like, I once tried to hook up a car speaker amp to 110 when I was tweaking off my ass back in the day when I was stupid. And, yeah, luckily the six-way tripped, and then I was like, you know, I was so tweaked out that I didn't even really think about it. But I just went ahead and reset the breaker and then plugged it back in again, and then it blew the fuse on the amp itself. And that's when it dawned on me. I was like, oh shit, what was I even thinking trying to hook up a freaking 12-volt amp up to a 110? Like, but yeah, mistakes were made. I was geeked out of my mind, you know, like lessons learned. But anyways, this is a little trick that I learned while I was tweaking, and yeah, I mean, as far as I know, nothing bad has come from it or anything like that. You just strip the wire by using a little bit of heat in your fingers, just like that. Oh, you can see it. Now, what you want to do, well, again, not a licensed electrician. This is how I found it works best with little crimps like that. You don't twist the wire. You'll just be able to pull the crimp right off. Okay. To be honest, you really need a crimping tool. I'm doing it with a pair of wire cutters. It sometimes works, and sometimes doesn't. You know what? To be honest, I've seen everybody else on there do it without the actual little crimp things like I'm using. And since I ain't really got the proper crimping tool, and I don't really want to be wasting my pieces. So, you know what? I mean, I got these to crimp properly the other day. Probably just got lucky. Like, I already did the little pull test on them, make sure they wouldn't come out. But, yeah, probably just got lucky on that one. So, I'm just going to wire it up like this. And just to double check myself real fast, because I don't want to screw up one of my bit axes. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know which wire goes where, but yeah, if you have any doubt in your mind, it's best to go ahead and double check. Um, Back when I used to do concrete and shit, um, there was an old saying: measure twice, cut once. That's pretty much the same concept of what I just said a second ago. Double check yourself before you wreck yourself. But anyways,
Someone order a college degree program?
Okay, yeah, I was right. Again, though, it's always best to double check. I mean, it literally only takes a few seconds to double check yourself and not screw anything up. Literally. Just double check, be sure, you know, it don't hurt a fucking thing. Okay, and make sure those are good and secure in there. Again, you don't want them coming out. You don't want any type of contact with the other cord or anything like possibility or anything like that. And once you actually do get it hooked up, both cords and all that good stuff, and from what I heard, you can actually hook up 3 bit axes on one of these, but I'm not that bright and I'm not that good with electrical yet, so um, yeah, I'll just stick with 2 bit axes right now because I'd rather not fry anything. Um, anyways, gotta strip this last cord. And depending on how you do it, like for instance, depending on how you hook up uh, to your power power supply, depends on how much you want this cord. Like for instance, I mean, there's only a couple different options you can actually hook up like, but for instance, you could do negative to positive, or like I'm doing right here, which is negative to positive in the middle, and then I'm going to do this outer one right here. It's going to be from that one to that one. So this side's got to be a little bit extra stripped just to be able to reach it. And I know I'm probably going like over explaining into this, but no, I'd rather over explain than under explain. You know, at least when it comes to technical shit. Because I'd hate for somebody to screw up, you know, $100 object that they just spent money on. And I'm not rich by no means, but hoping to hit it though. Ooh, see, yeah, see, that was one of those cases where cut too deep, and yeah. Ooh, damn. Well, shit. See, everybody makes mistakes. Do not attempt what I'm doing at home. And by the way, I haven't thought of the name of the channel yet. Uh, I am going over a few ideas in my head. Uh, I'll probably go ahead and decide what name I'm going to go with when I post this video. Um, or the two videos. Is yeah. Okay, yeah, that's important enough. Yeah, to be honest, I probably should have put a disclaimer at the front of the video saying that, yeah, I'm just a dumb redneck. Don't try this at home. I mean, unless you do your research quite well and have full confidence in your abilities, yeah, you could literally mess up real bad and start a fire with this shit. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Again, not a licensed electrician, just a redneck working in his room. And once you're done, you'll either have something that looks like this or the other way that I showed, which is, that to that, that to that. But either way, it's all hooked up, all good to go. Now, one last thing you do want to do before you actually plug these in to your bit axes and then plug this up is there's this little voltage thing right here, and I'm not exactly for sure what the voltage comes preset on it, because as soon as I got it, I just took the voltage all the way down to 0, and then the video shows, or one of the other videos I watched shows that you're supposed to have it around 5.4 volts, or it's supposed to be 5 volts, but yeah, the video I watched said that you can put it at 5.4 and it's not going to hurt it. Like, in all honesty, normally, with it being on its regular power supply and plugged into a wall, it's pulling 16.6 watts and average 5.4 volts. So, yeah, it should be pretty much on par. But, again, like I said, after you get these hooked up, just to be sure, even if you've already set it or got it set to 5.4 like I do, I'm still going to go ahead and do it again. Yeah, just to be sure and so it can be on video. Anyways, hold on a second. Let me get my multimeter. And put these over here for a second. Okay, how am I going to do this? And you want to set your multimeter. Just a little cheap one I got off of either Temu or Amazon. By the way, shout out to Temu and Amazon. Gotta love their cheap shit. But yeah, you set it up to DC. If I'm, again, not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. And let's see how I can get this to record. Sorry about the camera, guys. Okay. Yeah, 5.4 right there. Oh, 5.3. Yeah, 5.4. Alright, gotta set the camera back down for a second. Shut this off. Put it back up here a second. Anyways, so now the fun part, which is hook up the bit axes. Get them up and hashing away. Okay. And these are the bit axes. Okay. So, sorry about the wiggly camera, guys. I'm working with a webcam at the moment. Oh, I just thought about this. Set this down. I'm not the brightest crayon, but I get shit done. Not even gonna lie. Wish I would have made the cords a little longer. But, you know, you live and you learn. Okay. Well, they're up and hashing away. Well, guys, that's how you hook up a LRS 100-5 power supply to 2-bit axes. Y'all have a good one, and God bless y'all. Stay safe.